Cause of death for tech founder Agnes Valenti has been identified.
But you'll see in this article that they don't find a cause of death, which is just
that's what I was looking up.
A clickbaity type of title.
We sat down earlier.
So if you knew about this, like a tech CEO died by mysterious causes, and then it says that, you're like, oh shit, let me click on it, and it doesn't actually tell you anything. Anyway,
Utah startup founder. What did she found? What was she making? Do you know?
Apps and shit. It says it all in there.
Okay. So a cause of death has been identified for, in the case of Agnes Valenti, a Utah startup founder who went to Silicon Valley on business. On business. She went there on business. They couldn't specifically what business, but was found dead in her rental car a week later, which was last October. The autopsy report, which Business Insider has reviewed, determined that her death was due to natural causes following an acute manic episode. So basically, if you don't know what acute manic episode is, you have some bipolar, okay? So if you're bipolar and you have an episode where you're happy as shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, fuck you, that's a manic episode. And you know, so maybe she
had some disorder
disorder where it's usually a personality disorder.
But it's you'll see in it like what she starts talking about, which is the most bizarre thing about it. They could be just because everything else says that she had no previous mental health stuff, and it's like people go crazy all of a sudden because of vitamin deficiency or something like that. But it could just be because of what she. I don't want to ruin it, but like what she called her family to say.
Yeah.
They could just be like, oh, she was going crazy or whatever.
Well, what's weird is natural causes following an event like that. The only thing you can think of is your blood pressure skyrockets and you have a fucking heart attack or something. Your adrenaline spikes and then your heart has a murmur. It's got to be something like that. That's what goes into my mind.
I mean, I have murmurs all the time. You just got to tell it, no.
Stop.
You're not going to die today.
Not today. Last year, Business Insider told the story of Agnes Valenti's rise as an entrepreneur and untimely death based on interviews with almost 24 friends, family members, current and former colleagues, and the police. You can read it right here. An autopsy has provided new details on what killed a young female tech founder whose body was found in the backseat of a rental car last year. So she was reported missing on October 7th after she missed a flight home from San Jose, California. Her family became worried when a phone on basically they were worried when she called them. She became confused, or what they say confused, rambling on the drive to the airport. So she was on her way to the airport and she started rambling about some weird shit and then was found dead 5 days later.
Was she driving?
Yes.
She didn't have a driver or anything?
Well, it says on the drive to the airport,
okay.
So who knows? No sign of physical harm when they found her body. I wonder if she was in the driver's seat when they found her. It's weird.
No, she was in the back seat when they found her.
See, that's fucking weird. Okay.
I think they talk about all that.
So Business Insider has ruled the manner of death natural causes. The cause was sudden death in the setting of an acute manic episode. That's not a fucking cause of death. God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they don't have anything.
They don't have anything.
And they're just like, all they're going off of is, because she did, like, there's the toxicology and everything. She didn't have spikes of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
It was natural causes due to a manic episode. That's a bullshit. That's bullshit because they don't have an answer for it.
That's a fucking cop-out.
And what the fuck is Business Insider?
Business Insider is like a journalistic review thing.
We reviewed this case, and
though it did not explain what killed here's the cause of death, but it doesn't explain why, or what, or how. Valenti had gone to Orange County for a professional development workshop, and then flew to the Bay Area to visit former colleagues and friends. Fucking California. She was the chief executive of Tinker Ventures, a web development shop that builds software for other companies using remote staff of engineers in Pakistan. Goddamn.
So she just owns a company that she has people in Pakistan do it. So she's like essentially running a Fiverr of software production.
Yeah, yeah. And these people in Pakistan probably develop, software and firmware and stuff.
Yeah,
then cheap labor.
It's fucking smart. Some people that come up with these companies are smart as shit.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I learned about a very like easy thing to do because, you know, like production and whatnot, like holding stock of things, like that's another line of taxes that you have to run and stuff, or documenting. But if you have like digital, like there's products and services and like a digital service where people can just download, it's like Spotify or something like that. Like essentially you can keep your staff at a fucking extreme minimum. And then all the taxes and stuff, you don't have to pay on that. And then people just download. It's kind of like the fitness program that I have on the website. It's like that's essentially like that program was made and it's still relevant and people can download it. And I just get money and I don't have to do anything other than like answer customer service questions about it.
Yep.
So that's like some of these people that start up these businesses, like it's such a simple concept. Like get this stuff, get this idea, outsource it to fucking Pakistan. And pay them like whatever the fuck you pay people from Pakistan, which is probably not as much as here.
Yeah, it can't be.
You know? And then you just collect money. You just have money rolling in and then you can travel and do whatever.
Yep. So
anyway.
Speaking to Business Insider for a profile last fall, friends and former colleagues described her as a dogged entrepreneur.
The fuck is a dogged entrepreneur?
Dogged. I don't
is
know.
It dogged or dodged?
Dogged. Dogged.
Dogged.
Who showed complete refusal to fail. Maybe that's like a bulldog, a go-getter. I don't know.
Maybe she was stressed out. She's not as successful as she thinks. And she was successful in whatever that it ever.
Well, it said she was very profitable, or the business was very profitable, not her. That's kind of weird.
Well, it is because it all depends on how much she makes. Because if you own you don't want to just take the 100% of the profits and put it in your bank account. You got to have money put in different places to make it excel and like marketing or whatever the fuck she was doing. So she might not have paid herself. Like I know some CEOs that don't pay themselves anything and they just have their bills and
I
they
had
just
a friend like that who
reinvest everything in their business.
He's like, I didn't take a salary for a year because he had to pay his employees for his whole startup and all that, which is crazy to me. I don't know how you live like that.
I mean, like I have some of my bills that are paid because they're business expenses, and essentially, as long as you're clear cut about where your money's going, like people can do that. Like they can have all their bills paid. So he might have had that, you know. Like there's also draw accounts. Like you pay. It's not even a paycheck. It's like you just dump cash in this draw account. So he might have done that, you know. Like he's swiping his card to get groceries or whatever.
Gotcha.
You know, and however he runs his business, there's all different kinds of opportunities you have as a business owner.
So she was responsible for finding new customers and keeping them, a relentless task for a business that worked on contract, not subscriptions.
That's stressful, dude.
Yeah, I bet. Founder seemed ready for a change in the last year of her life. She would call friends on her car rides to discuss ideas. It's weird, car rides. So maybe she was always in the back. Who knows? To discuss ideas for a new business venture or gather them at home to brainstorm over a bottle of wine. The trip to California included a 3-day workshop designed for leaders. One participant likened it to a Tony Robbins seminar for business owners. Her mother, Agnes Valenti, remembers her daughter talking excitedly on the phone about going home and starting something new. She did not return to see it through. On October 7th, Valenti had just left a friend for the airport when she made a series of strange phone calls to family members. They said she talked fast and erratically, and she wasn't making much sense. She told her mother, "It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix." Her husband, Harrison Weinstein, and her mother took turns talking to her on the phone until almost midnight local time. Then their calls went to voicemail. Weird. We're all in the Matrix. New details on her cause of death. Friend in the volunteer search a friend in a can't fucking talk today.
You fucking suck.
I suck. A friend in a volunteer search party.
Your Matrix just glitch out, dude?
It's a glitch.
You fucking suck. Just get out of here, all right?
A friend in a volunteer search party found Valenti's body in her rental car on a quiet residential street. That's fucking weird. Where the gray Nissan Murano had been parked for 5 days, and nobody decided to fucking look in the backseat of this car. It's been parked in a residential neighborhood for 5 fucking days. Whose car is that? I don't know. Let's walk by and find out.
I mean, I don't go around looking at people's cars.
But if it's been in the same spot for 5 days and nobody's walking by it, maybe it's raining all the time. I don't know. No, it's San Jose. It's fucking California. It's not raining. People are outside.
Well, I kind of like that because everybody's a bunch of fucking nosy-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah.
If I was dead in the fucking backseat, I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was a car parked in front of my house for 5 fucking days, I'd be like, whose fucking car is this? Yeah. And I'd go look at it. Yeah. I'd probably look the first day if I didn't. I mean, 2 days in, right? 2 days in, you're like, this has been parked here all night. I don't know whose fucking car it is, but I don't like it being this close to my house. It's just a weird thing to have. An investigation by San Jose police found no evidence of foul play. What? Never mind. Blood tests were negative for common prescription drugs.
What were you going to say about foul play? Like she's in the back diddling her pussy? Oh, it stinks like fish in here.
Foul play. This woman is in the backseat of a fucking Nissan Murano in a residential neighborhood, but there's no foul play, even though she's dead. Foul play.
The most curious part is why she's in a Nissan Murano. Fuck those cars. Aren't those ugly fucking SUVs?
No foul play. That's weird.
There is no foul play, but that's such a 1950s fucking thing to say.
It's a weird fucking term to use in this concept.
Would they have a fucking private detective?
There's no foul play involved.
Turns like gray and black, and he's like,
no foul play.
She walked into my office to ask for the investigative procedures of something like, what's that old 1950s private eye movies? There's no foul play. Why do people say shit like this?
That's what I'm saying. Choose some new terms, PD. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sudden death has a medical definition. Medical examiner and vice president of the National Association of Medical Examiners stated. She describes it as an unexpected death that happens within an hour of onset and has a natural cause. That's not a definition of a fucking unexpected death. Come on. Unexpected death doesn't have to be natural, does it? In my opinion.
Right.
It was unexpected that he was shot in the face, you know?
Yeah.
Valenti had a previous diagnosis for a thyroid condition that was treated with medication. I wonder what fucking medication she was on, because it seems like a lot of these weird shit things that happen, people are on medication.
Because we're doing more of the YouTube shit now. I want to say this, comment below. This is what all the YouTubers do. I'm not good at the YouTubes yet, but comment below if you know what medication helps thyroid issues.
Yeah.
Where have you researched this?
The autopsy report noted that her condition could have contributed to her death. However, blood samples were not satisfactory for the analysis. So a thyroid condition contributing to... There's so much unsaid here. It's ridiculous. The autopsy
it's one
report,
article. There's probably better articles. It's just what I fucking printed out.
More. The autopsy report did... However, fuck you, Business Insider. Get more details into your fucking work. The autopsy report did, however, give new details around her mental state.
New teats.
New teats, man. A police review of Valenti's electronic communications in the days before her scheduled return confirmed the family's account that she showed symptoms of a manic episode, according to the medical examiner's office. So they dove into her personal life and her cell phone calls to see, oh, she was crazy. That was their opinion. Fuck them. It's their medical.
She was nuts.
It's my professional opinion. Authorities also said a review of her medical records suggests that the etiology of her final manic episode was related to an emerging, previously undiagnosed psychiatric disorder. The family told Business Insider last year that she had no diagnosis of a mental health disorder. So they just decided after the fact that she was crazy. That's what it was. The manic episode is not a disorder on its own, though it is the principal symptom of bipolar disorder. A said this fucking doctor's name is Po Wang, a psychiatrist who runs a clinic for the study and treatment of individuals with bipolar disorder. I'm sure if you had somebody who was like a diabetes doctor, he'd be like, well, that's a principal symptom of diabetes.
Yeah. Did she like donuts?
One risk of having a manic episode, an event that's characterized by the feelings of euphoria, racing thoughts, and feelings of correctness, is that it's typically followed by a period of depression or irritability, Wang said.
We're not laughing because of the Asian name. It's because of Wang, just for anybody that's going to be socially conscious here. Wang is funny.
It is.
It means penis.
The contrast from the high to low feels more dramatic to a person suffering from bipolar disorder. His research and other studies suggest that suicide attempts are common. Why are they suggesting suicide is common and then linking it to this event?
Yeah, but she didn't kill herself.
Exactly. Suicide is not the leading cause of death in people with the diagnosis. Clearly.
Maybe she's just sitting in the backseat. She's like, I know we're in the Matrix. I fucking know it. Neo, come save me. And then she pop, her blood vessel in her brain pops.
Or maybe she left the body because she was in the Matrix.
Dude, I mean, you think about it, like in the Matrix, like when they get pulled out of the Matrix, they find the telephone booth.
Yep. Well, they disappear though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but would you? Because if you're in the Matrix in the video game, you would just die. Your body would die, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think there's a pile of all these Matrix people that keep popping in and out. There's
like, well, fuck.
There's another body.
So there is mounting evidence that suggests people with bipolar disorder have higher rates of death from natural causes, like heart disease or stroke at an earlier age. A review of studies involving more than 331,000 patients found that having bipolar disorder is similar to being a smoker in terms of increasing a person's risk of early death. And that was on a paper written by Dr. Wayne Caton.
Caton. Not as cool as Wang.
No, Caton. There's a number of variables that could be responsible for higher rates of mortality. No shit. People with a diagnosis may be less likely to get medical care. No shit, because you don't know. According to the published report. Yeah. Dude, doctors get paid to write shit like that. The disorder. I'm going to put doctor in front of my name and just make some shit up. The disorder.
I don't think you can do that.
No, you can't. Yeah, PhD, right?
Doctor of camping scientist.
I got a school for
sciences.
I'll have to go to school at South Harmon Institute of Technology for another 6 years.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Shit sandwiches.
Accepted. That's a good movie.
It's a damn good movie. The disorder is all. I'm gonna go for speech therapy now. Fuck this.
Yeah.
The disorder is also frequently undiagnosed, which leaves many more suffering in silence. A large population study from Stanford University in 2013, that's where smart people go, if you didn't know, found that people with bipolar disorder who knew they had a physical illness such as heart disease had death rates similar to people who weren't bipolar.
There's a lot of bullshit that I'm sniffing in this.
The research suggests a diagnosis is part of the antidote to premature death. Interesting.
Sorry to interrupt. Wait till you get to the back. I've been reading the backside, and this is what I was just talking about this on one of the episodes recently about nosy neighbors, and you're going to be like, she's a fucking Karen!
So Agnes Valenti's family told Business Insider last year that her behavior in those final calls was extremely out of character.
Why is Business Insider a part of this? Like, I understand this is probably a Business Insider article, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they a part of this? Are they just asking because she's
this is the one journalistic review that went in and asked some questions because it's a high profile person.
I guess like it makes sense, but it just like it's kind of like I guess there's other articles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just I'm going to shut the fuck up. That was dumb that I asked that.
Courtesy of Agnes Valenti's friends and family. They remember her as a tenacious child. She and a friend wrote a newsletter that called out neighbors for smoking and documented.
Called Karen Valenti.
They documented all the litter they found. Holy shit.
What a bitch.
Skittles wrapper. At
that time, she's being a little turd. Like,
in middle school, she built a database for a scuba diving school as homework and started charging the business to maintain it. That's fucked up.
So she's
smart as shit.
She's a natural born entrepreneur.
Yeah.
From being a child.
She created a database for cash through her years. A database for cash through her years at Georgetown University, where her mother said she would have graduated with a 4.0 if not for an A- in Mandarin. Fucking Chinese.
Smart.
Valenti disputed the grade.
I'll write a newsletter, pass it around.
She wouldn't fuck Dr. Wang, dude. Or
Wang.
Damn it.
Dr.
Wang. Wang. I'm not racist, I promise. At 18,
every racist says that. I'm not racist. Actually, I don't think they say that.
I don't know.
I think
they say it.
Yeah.
At 18, she met her husband, Harrison Weinstein, at a white clapboard hotel in Quebec, Canada, where her family skied. Okay. The couple enjoyed
fucking white people doing white people things, you know?
The couple enjoyed Utah's ample outdoor pursuits like hiking and river tubing.
That is fun.
Very specific. Her mother, Agnes, said she had been told that the autopsy might be inconclusive because her daughter's body was found presumably days after her death. We may never find an answer, Agnes told Business Insider last year. Weird that they took a year.
There's a thing about it, though, like with autopsies and like families and stuff like that. It's like, do you really want to know? Like, if there was foul play, do you really want to know that? Or like, do you really want to know like she was killed or something like that? I suppose, because I've never had, like, I've had family members that have died, but like it's pretty clear cut why they. But
yeah,
this is a weird situation. But it's like if you found out some really heinous shit about how she died, like it was contradictory to everything that was, would that make you satisfied? You know what I mean? If it was like something really heinous.
I'm sure it would put you into some weird fucking moods and weird personality states.
People go manic themselves when they're like no answers, because this kind of shit isn't like, this is the first time it's happened. Like people,
her fucking phone calls would make the family members go manic, you know?
Yeah, and so now it's like, what
did she mean?
I wonder if they went back and talked. I mean, they must have like went and talked to everybody. They did you tell them something? And I did not tell. This robot's walking around. I did not say we're in the Matrix.
I did not say anything. Her family established a scholarship fund at the University of Utah to honor Valenti's memory, with a goal of supporting female students who share a passion for entrepreneurship.
Nice.
It has raised more than $100,000 to date. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Well, not cool, actually.
She ran around telling her family members that everybody's in the Matrix.
Could be true. Who knows?